Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a financial advisor? How do you get into that career and why do people become financial advisors? Today we're going to talk to John Lysack, owner of John Lysack Wealth Management, who's going to answer that question for us. My first question would be, how did you get to where you are in your career?
Uh, yeah, so that's a very good question. What I had a very unique upbringing. Growing up, by the time I was 18 years old, my parents declared bankruptcy collectively 3 times by the time I was 18 years old. So it was a unique experience. And growing up in that type of environment, it was you felt very self-conscious about money and whenever money came up. And what ended up happening was when I became of age, you start asking your parents how to manage your money and you receive your advice. And that tends to be the main uh, point of contact for who you ask for financial advice from. Then after receiving some of the information, I went to find my own financial advisor as some of the information wasn't quite lined up the way I thought it should be. The financial advisor took the time to provide me with education and resources on how to improve my financial literacy, which I thought was very valuable. And eventually, I start to feel more confident in my finances, which made me feel more confident to talk about my amongst my peers about money. Then, shortly after that, I started to realize that my situation wasn't unique as I once thought. There were many people that were in similar situations or didn't have the full understanding of finances, and I started to feel that I knew my financial literacy was stronger, and I was already starting to educate people. And this led me on to an opportunity where I thought I could help people and provide guidance provide the same impact that my financial advisor provided me back when I was so young. So it was at a very young age, early 20s. This was always something that I wanted to do, and I've just been sort of working towards that up until uh, probably 2017 when I officially joined the industry, and it's been a very rewarding experience.
I love it. That's amazing. I love how a lot of it is deeply rooted in who you are and sort of how your childhood and your upbringing became, and as you were sort of coming of age and all that. I think that's really profound in terms of where you are today.
And I think it also like goes back onto where we are in a society basis, like the amongst high school, amongst even family and friends, like money's just not taught enough. And one of the last studies that I read, it was financial literacy was at a grade 10 level. So there's a big gap in even if we reflect back on what we learned in grade 10 to grade 12 in math, there was such a big gap and like big learning curve that took place. And we really just need to focus on providing education and talking about money a little bit more freely amongst families and friends, and push for more financial literacy into schools I'm a big belief on. And but even on top of that, like when you get to like the higher net worth people, they're constantly exchanging tips, exchanging account information, and like how to save money so money's not a taboo topic amongst them. And I think that's something that as a more in the middle class and society as a whole, we should feel more comfortable talking about money.
Yeah, I totally agree. And John, when you think about up and coming and emerging younger generations who are thinking about becoming financial advisors, what would be one critical advice you would give them as they consider this career?
I think it's really important to build relationships. Relationships is the key and foundation of this business. Like we get really attached to our clients. We really care about the people, and uh, having working on those strong relationship skills is, I think, really important. And the which I think is also interesting is like there's not really a lot of opportunity to learn in like universities and stuff about personal finance. And I so you almost have to take a really active role in your own personal finances and learning about it, and not necessarily relying on professionals, but like if you're when you're doing your taxes, like go sit down and have a meeting with your accountant and watch him do the taxes and ask those questions and just get really involved with your own personal finances. And eventually that will carry over, as well as your strong relationship building.
This has been great, John. I really appreciate your time talking with us, and I'm sure that folks will have lots of questions for you. Do you mind if they send you notes or emails, or and just sort of throw questions at you if they have them?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, happy to take any questions. You can send us stuff via email. You can easily schedule a meeting onto our website directly. It is open. It's connected to my calendar with the most up to date times. So if you need to speak with me right away, it's very you can either call or schedule a time, and you know that you'll hear from us.